If you aren't following Adam Stern on Twitter, you're making a big mistake. He works for the Sports Business Journal, and he posts rumors and news from several sports, but mainly auto racing and NASCAR. If he posts something that is rumored, there's a really good chance it's going to come true. He's not going to post anything cryptic or vague, he'll tell you what's happening. Well, yesterday, he posted a story giving us all an update about NASCAR's years-long quest to attract new manufacturers to join Ford, Chevy, and Toyota. And the news shouldn't come as a surprise to anyone. Stern has reported that any prospective OEMs, otherwise known as manufacturers, will only join NASCAR if, quote, the series offers a compelling narrative for consumers with hybrid cars or sustainable fuels. Wow, this is my surprise face. If you couldn't tell, that's sarcasm. Let's break this down starting with the pros. The corporate jargon aside, going to a hybrid makes sense from the automaker's point of view because that's what they're selling to consumers. The idea of win on Sunday, sell on Monday still must ring true. Ironically though, if NASCAR had kept running actual stock cars this entire time, this could really be feasible. If you look at IMSA, 3 new manufacturers joined the GTP category as those cars are run with a hybrid engine formula. It seems as though IMSA, which is owned by NASCAR, has prospective OEMs constantly knocking on the door to join the series, and hybrid technology is a main driver of that. Any manufacturer hoping to join NASCAR would currently do so by investing in technology that is outdated. I know it pains me to say that V8s are outdated, but in the auto industry's eyes, it's mostly true. Since NASCAR does not run actual stock cars anymore, the series offers little road relevance unlike IMSA, but a move to a hybrid system could sway a company or two into joining. As an example, I'd like to see how a company like Honda could have worked on a hybrid sedan to get it to compete with a stock Camaro. That sort of ingenuity required to get a car like that with a disadvantage up to the level of competition is the essence of stock car racing. Men like Junior Johnson and Smokey Yunick came up with the most clever ways to gain an advantage. That sort of run what you brung mentality connected with millions of fans and short trackers all across the country. I'd love to see Honda, the return of Dodge, and maybe a European brand, but there's no incentive at the present moment. Ironically, NASCAR has these teams in such a tight box that technological advances like this are not exciting or even interesting because everyone from Hendrick Motorsports to BJ McLeod will be forced to run it. I think a lot of race fans would like to see variation on what different manufacturers and teams bring to the racetrack in an attempt to dominate the competition. NASCAR has always tried to keep a level playing field, but ever since the introduction of common templates in 2003, they have kept everyone more or less with the same constraints. You can't have parity if every car is the same, as we are currently seeing now with Hendrick and Gibbs winning nearly every race. I'm sort of indifferent personally on the topic of hybrid engines because they're already used in IMSA and F1, and they're coming to IndyCar eventually. As stated earlier, a lot of the cars on the road are hybrids, so it makes logical sense that that's what the automakers want. NASCAR is not really in a position to have any leverage to refuse what the OEMs want. Overall, hybrids could be a good thing if they bring back more horsepower, but we'll have to see if that's part of the deal. Now let's talk about the cons of moving to a hybrid engine. At the heart of it all is how the hybrids will work and how the fans perceive them. NASCAR has already run off most of their fan base, and if this is implemented in a poor way, which is likely, it could really do a lot of damage. If it at all changes how the cars sound, things will really get nasty. However, if you get a chance, check out a video of an IMSA GTP car use the electric engine to leave pit road, and then listen as the naturally aspirated V8 kicks in and takes over. It's an awesome sound. I will say unequivocally that if they were to move to hybrid engines, the internal combustion engine must be a V8 like IMSA. If they try anything other than that, it's going to be poorly received, and for good reason. NASCAR fans like their V8s. There's been a lot of things that have driven fans away from all the gimmicks, but none would be as big of a transformation of the race car itself than this. There will also be an added safety issue because there will be lithium, cobalt, whatever other materials are necessary that can be flammable and extremely dangerous if they catch on fire. When F1 introduced the KERS system in 2009, which was their primitive version of hybrid power, a Sauber mechanic suffered a serious case of electric shock while working on the car. To this day, F1 cars and any hybrid race cars have a high voltage warning sticker on them. And with NASCAR's very nature of crashing a lot of cars, like at Daytona and Talladega, how will safety crews be able to safely assist a driver getting out of a car with electric currents going through it? I'm sure the engineers can prevent this, but the risk is never zero. It is something that you have to plan for and think about. In my opinion, how hybrid power is implemented in the cars will ultimately make or break the future of NASCAR. If they continue to electrify or downsize the power output, fans will continue to stop watching. If the hybrid system is able to add horsepower, increase off-throttle time for battery regeneration, keep a V8 component, and generate more power under acceleration to cause more tire wear, it has the capability of being an enormous success. If hybrids can somehow add a challenge and make it tough to drive, I'm all for it. We'll have to see if it comes to fruition come, say, 2027, but for now, we're just going to have to wait with bated breath to see if this is something that can help NASCAR, or if it will be another in the long list of mistakes and self-inflicted errors NASCAR and its partners have made. The truth of the matter is, the auto industry has been selling hybrids for years, and this trend is not going to be reversing anytime soon. I don't think we'll ever get a fully electric cup car, as most of the industry has backed off going fully electric. I mean, we like big snarling V8s, damn it. I want to hear everyone's thoughts down in the comments. I'm sure that I'm going to get a lot of fiery takes and opinions about this. I think most NASCAR fans don't want this, but let me know what you feel down below. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.